Hey internets, got a message from Chicks Dig It, and he or she messaged on one of my other videos, so I'm always reading them. At any time when you're watching this or any of my other videos, you just drop those comments below. If you have a question based on this or something else, it's how I find the content to share with the community. Chicks Dig It said, do you think it's important to have some kind of synergy across pieces so that customers can recognize your brand? Or is it okay to branch out into different styles, colors, palettes under one brand? Okay, great question. So thank you for commenting. The reason I want to bring this up for sure was my answer has changed. So I'm sure I've done a video like this before, but definitely my answer has changed from when I would answer this question when I was like maybe in my late 20s. As this is post dating, I should say that, my hair is crazy, look at that. Everything is changing in terms of the way people are buying apparel branded goods. And even when I think of just the word brands within the context of apparel, it's all changing. A lot of what's coming across my desk now or across for me on the internet via emails is inquiries with more and more people who are influencers. Okay, so as more and more people see that I am a veteran in apparel design and production and creating of an apparel brand, more of the business is shifting towards people who already have a fixed audience, such as what we are deeming now as an influencer. So heavy on Instagram, heavy on YouTube, any of those social media spaces where they have a whole bunch of equity. So there is no need to kind of introduce yourself or introduce a brand because it exists typically as a person. And so the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I had this discussion recently where a lot of those deals are so much easier to approach because there's a certain freedom in the kind of product that you could put out. So in my late 20s, or I would say, because I'm 40 as this is shooting right now, as this is post dating, I should say in the earlier 2000s, branding and cohesiveness in a line and a collection is way more important. So that is a trickle down from higher end fashion that might be put together with a theme. The way we have put together collections for streetwear, for menswear, casual, ready to wear men's, women's, juniors, is we'll put capsules together or collections that are put together by theme, but visually they're put together by colorway. So think of all your seasonal colors. Right now we're about to get into summer, so the palette that you'd used this summer or last summer should be somewhere similar with maybe a couple accent or pop colors. Some people will find one color to kind of latch onto and say this is our one color or three colors of the season, and we're going to use this throughout. So everything, hats, jackets, graphics and shirts, there'll be a binding color palette. So a lot of times we would create a color palette first in Pantone. I'd give those out to my designers and say, accessories person, here's a palette, graphic design person, here's the palette. And then if I'm splitting my responsibilities with another designer, I say, hey, you started bottoms, I'm gonna start at jackets, and then let's meet in the middle of the week and see where we're at and start putting the designs up on the board so we can see how they're all coming together. So in the past, I would say absolutely yes. Now, as this is post-dating, it's not as important to have a binding theme across all of your pieces, right? So someone could be known for some sort of antic or something, any kind of niche. It might even be a saying. So your best-selling shirt might be a graphic of that antic or a saying that's very popular for a person or a personality. And that has nothing to do with colorway. It has nothing to do with the collection. It could be deemed like a standard piece or a classic piece or a heritage collection piece or whatever. And that's just something that gets sold forever. Before DC Shoes, when Rob Dyrdek was pushing it really heavy, DC Shoes would just sell their logo shirt and then offer it in a ton of different colorways. So they had a classic palette, which is you know, white on heather, white on black, black on white, that whole thing, and then they'd have their fringe colors that would go along with their collection, and that would just go with everything that they would merchandise. Chicks dig it, and for everybody watching this, the answer is yes and no, or both. So you can do a collection that stays true to one, a theme, and number two, colorway. And we used to do that because retail will buy in those groupings because it makes sense. You're not gonna buy a shirt and then it matches with a hat and a pant and a shirt. You basically put it together in outfits, so you have a better chance at a bigger buy because they're gonna buy 5 pieces, not just one. But now buying patterns are a little different. I mean, there's still a tier of people that are doing tons and tons, millions of dollars of money in that. However, for a lot of my guys that are startups, you might see more success in something that's more niche-y. So that would be a piece-based line. So, oh, we got to do this piece because it says this statement. We got to do this hat because it references a YouTube video that has millions of views. And so there might be a theme for that whole collection, but it won't have a cohesiveness, right? It's sort of niche-y. It's a bit trendy. It's just referencing something that is popping at the moment. So that would be what I call piece-based design versus collection-based design or capsule-based design. But you could put it together and just say this is a capsule too. So lengthy answer, but I thought I should go in depth as to what I see out there in terms of how people are approaching, you know, putting their collection out into the webosphere. Hope that makes sense. Guys, you can email me too at hi@jonphenom.com. Please follow me on social media when you get a chance at Jon Phenom. Cover my eyes. At Jon Phenom. And anything you guys write down here, of course, I'm going to respond to it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.